Hello guys, thank you for clicking on this video. Today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful oversized mesh shirt. It's unisex, both genders can wear it. And if you're new here, I create crochet related tutorials. My name is Unifred. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe so you won't miss anything when I upload new videos. This tutorial is very beginner friendly and easy to follow. So please let me know how your process is, and if you have any difficulties, just text me on Instagram and I'll be happy to help you with the process. I hope you enjoyed this video. For today's project, I'll be using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I'll be using this yarn. It's acrylic and line 2. Recommended hook size is 3 to 5 mm, but I decided to go a size bigger. It's 100 grams, and I have 300 grams left. I'm recording my process as I'm going along, so I don't know. I hope it fits. So I'll be using a triple crochet since it doesn't take much yarn to see if everything will reach, and you'll be needing a tape measure. So I want mine to be in a shirt-like form, so you have to measure the widest part of your body, which is your hips. If you want yours to be in a shirt form, which is shorter, you have to measure your bust. So I will be showing the measurements later on, but for now I measured my hip measurement, and um, my hip is 41, and I measured my hip measurement. And you measure your hip measurement, and we'll be going all the way around. So make sure it's your hip measurement and a little loose, but it's equal to your hip measurement and stretches much more longer. So when you're done, you're going to grab your chain. So I'm going to be working all around. I don't want to do the front and back panel. So for this one, I don't think the numbering or counting matters, but I'm just letting you know. So join with a slip stitch, and before we start with the actual base, you're going to go all the way around with a single crochet, and then please single crochet loosely, very loosely, because you're going to be doing that something different. This is for the base of the top of the shirt dress. So double crochet loosely. Sorry, single crochet. I don't know why I was saying double crochet. So single crochet to the end, and I'll meet you when you're at the end. Very loosely, guys, loosely. So after you are done going all the way around with a single crochet, you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. Remember, you're supposed to crochet loosely, chain up one. It doesn't matter if it's loose. And now you're going to be doing something different. Instead of going into the usual loop you go into, right? This is just for the base of the top. There's this V-like thing. There's a loop here. When you turn your work, you're going to go under that loop, which also looks like a V-like thing here. I don't think you can see well, but you're going to go in there, right under that loop you see, and make a single crochet. So you go into this loop you see, this third loop you see, and go in there with a single crochet. So repeat that all the way around. Come back to the beginning, to the end, chain one, and continue for one last time, just to have a thick base for the shirt. So carefully go in there. That's why you're supposed to crochet loosely, so you'll be able to easily go in there. Even this that crochet loosely, I'm suffering just a little bit. So I'm at the end here, and there's this little tiny space that's not like the loop like one. It's like not ending your row normally. So make sure you go in there, else you have a decrease. then you slip stitch into the very first single crochet, chain one, and then chain one counts as a single crochet. So you're not going to go in, you're going to go into this next loop we see, and repeat this process one last time before we start on the actual shirt. So this is not stretchy, but stretchy this way. So repeat that process, and then when I'm done with this row, I'll let you know how we're going to start on the shirt. So we have a firm border for the end of the shirt. So I'm done with my 3 rows of single crochet into the back loop or the third loop, and then I've switched to a 5mm crochet. You can still use the same hook, but I switched to this chain up 4. You don't have to chain loosely anymore. So yarn over twice into the same stitch. You're going to go in there with a treble crochet. So for a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, and then the chain 4 counts as a treble crochet as well. Now yarn over twice, you skip this and into the next loop. You're still going to the back loop for the last time. It gives us a firm grip. Go in there with a treble crochet, yarn over twice, and go into that same stitch with a treble crochet. So now yarn over twice, skip this loop and into this loop. So it's like you have 1, 2, 3, and then there's a third loop. And I really hope you're getting it. If you don't get it, it doesn't matter if you go into these loops, but it makes it looser. So you can do that if you're not getting it. Just skip this loop and into this next loop. Go in there with the treble crochet. Like I did a double. Yarn over twice. Set your hook in there. Go through. Go through two, go through two, go through two. Yarn over twice. Set your hook into the same loop again. At first I was going into these ones, but I found it a little loosey. When you go into this, it's firmer. So this part, and even the base is even optional. If you don't want the base, just go ahead and chain 4 and start. I'm going to skip this until the next loop. I'm going to go in there with the treble crochet. So that's the part. You skip one and make 2 treble crochets into one stitch. Skip this into the next. So go ahead and do that till you get to the end of the row, and I'll show you the next step. So I'm back. So if you did this right, I counted these treble crochets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's equal to 70. And then if you did that right, 70 plus 70 is 114. That was my starting chain. So make sure the loops you're going to, you go in there right, and then the loops you're skipping, you skip in there right. So please pay attention to that. Unfortunately, my yarn is not clear enough for you to see. So when you're done with your treble crochet, join with the slip stitch, chain up 4, turn your work. Now remember, treble crochet counts as a double. Our chain 4 counts as a treble crochet. So into this very first space, we're going to go in there with the treble crochet and skip these 2 treble crochets and go into the next space with a treble crochet. So basically, you're skipping over the treble crochets and then making 2 treble crochets into the spaces. There's no chain space. So that's what you're doing. So that's all. When you are at the end of the row, join with the slip stitch, chain 4, turn your work, and then go into that treble crochet, and then go into that same space with a treble crochet like what you did. and do that till you get to your the measurement you want. So since it's a shirt and you're going to be adding collar and everything, you do this till you get to your boob. I'll come back and give you the measurement since I'm still figuring it out. But we get to that measurement and then we'll divide the top into two, work on the back panel, finish with the back panel, and then come back and work on the front panel, which will also be divided into two. So from there, we'll be working with three panels. I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what to do one last time. So I'm back and I'm at the end of row two, and there's no space to go into again. So I'm going to join with my first chain four space, lift stitch, chain up four, and work, and then right into that very same space, go into that space with a treble crochet. So this is what we are going to repeat till you get to the measurement you want. So we had to make allocation for the collar and then the neckline. So you can take measurements from your shoulder to where you want it to end and subtract about 10 inches. Between 10 to, you can leave 10, 8 or 9 inches depending on your preference. So I'll let you know the measurements I get before I start with the with dividing the work into two for the back panel and then the front panel. So you can also wear this and then try it. If it reaches to your boob and you think it's okay, then you can come back and then we work on the collar and the back panel and then the hands. Everything after this. So I see when I have my length, I'll let you know the measurements. For this one, I don't really want to give the number of folds. I give you the measurements. So as you can see, I'm done and I have 18 inches. I have a shirt that I already marked. So this is the shirt. Um, so go ahead and make your length as long as you want. You can make it 19, 20. And I think I'll make my upper part about 10 inches. This is more than 10 inches. So when I come here from the collar to here is about 14, but I'll leave mine as 10 inches. So we are going to now divide our work into two. So this will be like 32 inches, but I'll be, as I'm going, that's when I'm figuring out things. So go ahead and divide the work into two. So I've marked here, I've marked here. So I have 35 on this side and I have 35 on the other side. We're going to be working on the back panel. So let's go back to my working table. So I'll show you how to start working in two parts. So pardon me that my workspace is not big enough. There was no need to mark this side, but I just wanted to show you. So you're going to finish off your row like you've been doing. I already went ahead to chain one, but I want to join again. This is it, chain up four. You turn your work. So now as you turn your work, you're going to make a double crochet into this first cluster space like you've been doing normally. And then go ahead and make your treble crochet till you get to the marked end and I'll show you what to do. So I am back and you're going to make your two treble crochets into the marked space. See, that's a chain up four and then you turn your work. So that's what I've done. And we're going to work in the space in the this is no chain space. So in the space over here, we're going to make two treble crochets into a space and then leave the chain four. So do that till you get to the end of this and I'll show you how to end your work. So I'll meet you when you get to the end. Yeah, where you started your work. So I'm back and I'm at the end of row 2 for the back panel. So what you're going to do is to make a treble crochet into the chain 4 space. Chain up 4 and your work. So now you're going to alternate between row 1 and row 2 for the back panel. So you're going to go into this space with the treble crochet. So you're supposed to go in there with one to make it seem like two clusters. Now, no, I went in there with two treble crochets. So you're basically repeating row 1 and row 2 for the back panel. So go ahead and rewind and get it, and then repeat the back panel to your desired number of lengths. I'll let you know um, the length. I don't think the first one, the body, I showed you the number of rows. I did 25 rows. So this one, I'll let you know. So go ahead and repeat till you get to your desired length. So you want to get the first row and the second row how it's done. So I am back and this is what I have. Sorry for the lightning, it's dark. I have 13 rows and that's equal to 10 inches. I'll give you the measurement of the full shirt dress in a bit. So this is about 28.5 or almost 29 inches. It stretches. I stretched it a little. It was 28 inches. So this is it. So now you're going to divide. I didn't want to go ahead because it will be longer, but you can make yours longer if you have the shirt because mine is with a collar. So I ignored the round neck for this shirt. So basically, and then the armhole is enough. So I think this is fine. So you're going to divide your front panel into two again. And you're going to leave four clusters in the middle. So we have one, two, three, four clusters, and then I have 15 clusters here and 15 clusters here. So I'm going to start with my front panel, starting from here because we're working on the opposite side, assuming you were turning your work. So I'll move to my work table and then I'll show you how to attach your yarn and then go up and down, and then you should have the same number of rows as the back panel. That's all. So let's move to the work table. So guys, sorry about the light. It's dark and I don't want to wait till tomorrow to continue. So you're going to attach your yarn. You see the first stitch marker you use when you divided your check into two. You're going to go into this cluster, into this treble crochet, and then pull through. I'm going to secure it by tying a knot. Since I'm securing it by tying a knot, I'm using a small tail to move that in later. So after that, just pull through and then chain up 4. So into the space, you're going to go in there with a treble crochet, and then you make two treble crochets in each space till you get to your mark place. Make sure you're working in the opposite direction. One way you can use 10 is the defined lines you see after every 2 rows. So it's basically like the same way we did the back panel, but go ahead and then treble crochet till you get to the max side and I'll show you what to do. So I've gotten to the stitch marker and you're going to go in there with your last two treble crochets. So it's just like the way we did the back panel. And remember, the same number of treble crochets or clusters you have here, you should have for the left side. And another important note, when you are starting the other side of the front panel, please start from here. You insert your hook in here, chain 4, and then make one more cluster in here before going in here. So you have 2 clusters, which is the same as this. And you end your row with 2 clusters. Just here. I hope you got that. Hopefully by the time I'm doing it, it's not too late for me to record. So I'm going to chain up 4 for the next row. I have 13 rows, so make sure you have 13 rows for the front panel. So turn your work, and just like the front panel, since we have 1 cluster here, we're going to go into the space with 2 clusters. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. Just follow the pattern. Where you're supposed to have a cluster, there'll be a cluster. I'll show you how to end the row. Made a mistake. So I'm back and I'm at the end of row 2, and you're going to go into the chain 4 space with a treble crochet. Chain up 4, and then the next row there's a space here. So you literally just go into the spaces with the 2 treble crochets. So that's one, making you have 2 treble crochets for the chain 4 counts as treble crochet. So go ahead and repeat this till you have 13 rows, and then do the front, do the other part of the front panel, then we work on the collar. I'm back. I am back, and it's so nice time, and I'm done with the front one half of the front panel. So I'm going to work on the other half of the front panel, just to show you that you're supposed to start in the opposite direction. So you don't. I know I mentioned it, but I just wanted to make sure you're on track. So you grab. We did the last one in here, so just place your double crochet, your hook, sorry, in there. Secure it with a knot. So I'm at the end, and then I went in there. Let me remove it to show you. So I'm at the end here, and I have the last piece in there. So you go in there with your 2 treble crochets, and make sure the same number of clusters you have for the other side. I counted and I have 15, so I'm fine. So go ahead and repeat it till you finish the front panel, then we'll continue with the collar. The same thing you did for the other side. So I'm back, and I have my 2 front panels, and I decided to join this part. I've joined one shoulder, and I'm going to show you how to join. You can join any way you like, any way you're comfortable with. I want to sew mine, and I have 15 classes at the front, and then I have 15 classes at the back. I've marked it so that I don't miss count all directions. So I'm going to insert my hook in here, pull through, and then I'm going to tie a knot with the remaining knot at the end here first. That should secure it. I'm going to go into that corner again, where that corner was, and pull through. So now the method I'm doing is I'm joining all the classes together. So I'm going to go in here and then come out in here. But you can join however way you are comfortable with it. So, as long as your work is neat, you'd have to watch to observe how I'm doing it. So one class ties together, I'm going to put my hand in between so that I make sure I have the classes together appropriately. So go ahead and join the way you're comfortable with, whether by sewing or making single crochets or slip stitches, and I meet you at the end. So I'm back. I'm done joining the shoulders. My waist space is small, so you cannot see. So we are now going to work on the collar. I don't have enough yarn, so I want to work on the collar before I work on the sleeves to know how many rows I'll do for the sleeves. So I want to work on the collar first. So you're going to go all the way around with a single crochet to give it a nice look. So you insert your hook, your yarn and your hook in here, the very corner. You know how I join now. So because I make a single crochet and my yarn is running out, I'm really stingy with this. But if you are bad at weaving in your ends, please make your tail long enough to weave in. I'm going to chain up one and then go into every single crochet space for down here with a single crochet. So I'm going to go into this space with a single crochet because there will be too much space. And now, since it's a treble crochet, I'm going to go into every corner with 3 single crochets, right? Don't go into the small corner, so into every long chain 4 with 3 single crochets. So you count from the back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you insert your yarn in there, and then go ahead and then for this one I'm not making a knot, chain 1 and single crochet into that same space again. So go ahead and repeat that. When you get here, make single crochets into the single crochet space, and when you get here, make 3 single crochets into every chain 4 space. So I'm back, and then I'm going all the way around with a single crochet. So for the collar, go ahead and divide your work into 2 equal halves, but I have another number, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because I had 13 rows. And this part is really confusing because since our single crochet is a different style, I'm sorry for the blurriness over here. So you skip the slip stitches and you go into that very first V loop with a single crochet, and then you single crochet all the way to the end. Make sure you have 7 single crochets in total. So that's what I'm showing. Going there. I didn't know my camera was blurry. So sorry about that. So you single crochet all the way to the end into the third loop thing I showed. I really don't know what's called. And if it's confusing, please just do single crochets. I just like the way the stitch was looking. So after you're at the end of the row, that's row 2. I was using my row counter to count. Chain up 1, and then you turn your work, and then you make sure you have 7 single crochets downwards. So that's the first 7th single crochet. So it's basically like the one we did for the base of the shirt dress. You have to crochet loosely. See the way I'm going in there too tight. But before this clip, you realize that, okay, so we're at the end here. You slip stitch into the next stitch up. And then in order to put in this, you slip stitch again, turn your work and skip the slip stitches. But to make your row easier to count, you can count from the back, or like what I was doing, like what I'm doing right now. So you realize that the first I did uh, a whole single crochet rows. I don't know what that is called, to sew on it, but I realized I could just crochet on it, so I did that. So I didn't show the sewing part because I didn't go ahead with that one. That's why I cut the clip at the part. After I cut, I counted the division for the shirt. And for the shirt, I did realize that next time for you guys counting, you can make the front shorter and then the collar longer, because my collar went a little bit back and I did not like it. But yet again, I did not have enough yarn, so that's fine. So if you want your collar to be in front and bigger, please make this short part we are doing shorter. Like make the number of rows probably 5 instead of 6, and then make the collar one 8 instead of 7. Yeah, I think so. Or you can even make this one 4 and that one 9. Depends on you. So basically that's it. You repeat it till you get to the mark side. So when I was trying it out before coming to teach, I don't know why I cut off my yarn because it looks like I'm going to go that way. When you continue, you don't see the difference between the front and the back, but when you start, you see the difference. So this is the front and this is the back. There's a slight difference. If you don't mind and you don't see the difference, that's fine. But for me, I notice it. I don't know how to explain. So I'm going to insert my yarn in here I did not, where I cut off my yarn initially, chain up 1. Into that same space, I'm going to go in there with a single crochet. Then I'm going to, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then over here we've already worked in there, so you're going to go under 5, right, 6, and then 7. So that's how you get your 7. Chain up 1, turn your work. You're going to do the same thing we did for the other side. It's just that this was overlapping this. So in here you go in there with a single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last one, 7. Slip stitch into this, slip stitch again, turn your work, and continue like you continue. So at the very beginning, you notice this is neater than the back, and the back is kind of off. But as you progress, you won't see the difference. So what I taught you is count from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm skipping 3 slip stitches in here. So go ahead and repeat it till you get to your mark place. Mark place is up here somewhere. So this is what I have, and we're going to go on to the other parts. So you can remove your stitch markers, and I'm going to be chaining up twice the starting chain. So I started with 7 plus 1, which was 8, and I'm going to, sorry, did I say 7 plus 1? I did 7 single crochet, so I'm going to be doing 14. 14 plus 1, 15, and I'm going to go down, and it's the same drill. So go ahead and repeat it. When you get here, join, crochet. Make sure you always have 7 stitches here. If you're confused, you can go ahead and do single crochets. They are easier to understand. So go ahead and finish up your collar. You have to do that all the way around with the same principle you were doing for this side and then this side. So this is the good side. So when I turn it, I have the good side. So go ahead and finish up. So I'm back and I'm done, and I have some little piece of yarn left. It's not a lot, but it's very long for sewing. And I wanted to sew this part together. So I wanted to show you that when you get here, you slip stitch into the last space you can slip stitch into, and then we're going to sew the pieces together. So So it's night time again, and I really want to finish this before I sleep. So I've done the sleeves. I just added some extra hands. You can actually leave your hands like this if you want, and just go around it with a single crochet with the base we learned over here. So I decided to do that for one part of the arm. So I went around with a single crochet, did my 3 rows of treble crochets, and did 3 rows of this single crochet method I've been teaching. So I'll not even teach that method anymore. It's the basic thing. So I'm just going to show you how to attach your yarn and go all the way around, because you're going to be doing something different. You see, at the beginning we skip one chain and make two treble crochets and skip one chain. For this one, we skip two chains because when I tried skipping one chain, it was too big and it was looking some way. So that's how the color looks like, by the way. So let's get into it. So this is it. You're going to insert your hook into this space and chain one, and into that same space make a single crochet. Make a single crochet into this next single crochet space. And in all the chain four spaces, you're going to go in there with 3 single crochets. So that's basically it for this row. 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets in each of the chain four spaces. I'm now going out the way around with single crochet. So join in the first single crochet, slip stitch, chain up 4, and into that same space and make a treble crochet. You already know the drill. So we're going to count 1, 2, and to the third we skip. 1, 2, and to the third we skip. So you know the drill already. So just that you're skipping 2 single crochets. So go ahead and skip 2 single crochets all the way around. You should have the same number of clusters you have on the left and on the right side. So when I'm done, I'll cross check to make sure I do have the same number. So I have 27 clusters here, and I have the same 27 clusters at the other side. So go ahead and join with a slip stitch, chain up 4, turn your work, and you know the drill. So repeat this as long as you want. I did only 3 rows. I didn't measure it, but I think I'll measure it up for you guys. So I'm going to do the rest of camera. So do 3 rows, and then when you're done, go all the way around with a single crochet, and then you turn your work and go into that back V loop thing I showed you 2 times, and you should have this. So I'm done with the first row. So after you chain one, turn your work, just like the way you've been doing the rest.
So I
And
have
go
it
into
here,
the loop like thing, the V
and
thing,
this is equal to
with a
3
single crochet,
inches
and then you
actually.
go all the way around with a single crochet.
Didn't
And
measure
you
when
get
I
to
was
the
doing
end of
it,
the
so
row, go
join
guys,
with a slip stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. I did this for 3
just go
rows in
ahead and
total for the
repeat
single
the
crochet rows,
process
and then I was done.
and then make it as long as you
Thank you
want.
for watching to the end, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
So
Please
I'm
go to
done
my comments. I
going all the
really
way
do need
around
your
with
watch
my
hours,
3
and I need your support.
double
Thank you for all
crochets,
the
and I'm
love and
going
the
to join
support
with
you've
the
been
slip
showing me
stitch.
so far.
So
And I'll
after
see you in
joining
my
with the
next
slip
video.
stitch, chain
Bye.
1 and then go ahead and make single crochets all